Do you want to learn how to print transfers at home using your regular Epson printer with the regular Epson inks that come in it? Something quick, simple, that's going to last about 25 washes that you can do on any color of t-shirt. Today, I'm going to show you this. This is what I use for last minute things. I've got a family reunion, a few family reunion shirts to do this morning. Very last minute, got the call about 6 a.m. And this is for family, so it's not going to be screen printed. But I started out doing transfers over 20 years ago. These transfers come from, this is called a dark or opaque inkjet transfer, is what we're using here, right? These transfers come from, not Stalls, this one comes from Coastal Business. This transfer comes from Coastal Business Supply. This is the 3G opaque dark transfer paper. This will last you about 25 washes. Yes, 25 washes if you press this right and do it with the right pressure, the right temp, and then go back over it and repress it to seal it. I've been doing these for 20 years, guys. So I'm going to show you this in this video. And all you're going to do is take the transfer, print out whatever design that you have on your regular Epson printer using your regular Epson inks. Now, I printed these. I ended up having to cut this because I don't normally have these, but you're not going to reverse this design. So you're going to print it straight forward because this is for any color t-shirt. Now, if you have a cutter, you could plot and cut around a design like this to where you don't have that white background. I'm just going to cut this bottom off. Now, there's a key to peeling these. A lot of people say that they have a lot of problems peeling this transfer, but I'm going to show you. So with this one, you want to rock the back of it back and forward to where you kind of make a break in the paper. And I'm going to do it on the end. I'll come back and do it here. So you're going to rock it back and forth and kind of make that little break. See if you guys can see that. Not sure if you can see it, but once you make the little break, then you are able to go ahead and peel it. And see, I'll be able to show you here. So see, that's where I made the little break. And then once you make that little break, it releases it. If you're just doing this, you'll sit up and you'll do this all day. And you won't be able to get that off of that transfer. You won't get it to release. So you got to do it that way so that it's fast and easy. You're just rocking it back and forth, throwing your nail up underneath there, and I have none, and then peel it. Every now and then you see you'll get how that little piece just stuck on there, but it will peel up. It will fill up. So I'm going to go over to the press. We're going to press these at 375. I'm going to press this on the automatic press, but you can press this also on your regular press. You want to use maybe not too firm of a pressure, but about a medium pressure, 375. And like I said, you can do this on any color shirt. Of course, if you do it on white shirts, you won't see that visible background as much. Now I'm going to peel these. Now I'm going to tell you, there is a corner rounder that they sell at what store is that? At Staples. You can get the corner rounder and you can go around the corners on transfers like this. And it makes a perfectly round corner. That's what I used to do. That will keep your transfers from lifting. The other thing you could do is you could just take your scissors and you could just kind of round the corners. It may not be perfect when you do it that way, but what happens is when you do that, when you round your corners, now you get a transfer that's not going to have a sharp edge like this one and be able to peel up. When your customers are washing these transfers, you want them to wash them inside and out, because inside out and hang them dry, eventually they will crack, but these will last you. I've got shirts from 15 years ago. Now, you see here on this one where you have that little bit of ink, piece of ink there. That's a good reason why you could round the corners. So look for that. It's early morning, y'all, so I'm squinting. Light sensitivity got me. So we're going to go over to the heat press and show y'all how to print these. Do this last one. Make it quick and eat. Oh, it's already peeled. Did I do them all? Looks like I got one. I knew I had one more. So this is going to be an order of about 15 shirts. Now, I'm not going to curve all of these because, like I said, I'm doing this for a family, and this is pretty much one of those things that's last minute for family, and it's not going to be a lot of washing or whatnot. So, but you guys remember to curve all of yours, okay? So we're going to put these on, actually on black shirts. Now, a lot of times people will tell you they don't like this square. If I was just doing wording, then maybe I wouldn't want the square, right? But if you use a background that's a contrast to the shirt, it looks really cool. Especially if you were doing a full photo, then that square would be fine. Sometimes you can do circular objects, all of that type of stuff, and it would look fine. And again, like I said, if you had a plotter cutter, then you could cut around the design. But for this design, it would look better just in the square. So this is how we're going to print this design in square. Let's go over here to this heat press and get it popping, y'all. So I'm just going to take all of my transfers, and I got some that are already over there that are ready to go. The heat press is already heated up, and I'm going to push this chair out of the way so that y'all can see what I'm doing and zoom this camera in. One second. I think that works pretty good right there for y'all to pretty much see. Okay. So I'm not going to use a bottom sheet or anything like that. We're going to start out with the black. I'm going to do a couple of black ones. And it's a big one. Oh my Lord. Oh, geez. This is a big boy right here. Thing with these big shirts, let me go ahead and do this. The thing when you're doing big t-shirts like this, I turn up, pull my microphone a little bit over here. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit louder than normal so that y'all can hear me. When you're doing big shirts especially, you want to line that shirt up and do a fold. some shirts already have a fold in it, but a quick little fold and press. Quick little fold and press, and you'll be fine. And you only have to do it for a second. The reason I did that is so that I have a line when I open up the shirt, so that when I lay my design on here, and I'm just going up over the top of the press today. And I've actually got a line on my press, on the center of the press, and I have a laser, which is out of batteries. But I have a line that's going down the center of the press, and I don't have the shirt all the way up on the press. Maybe you guys can see it. There's a line going here. So when I lay this shirt on here, all I have to do is line it up with that line. So I've lined that up with the line, and I'm going to pull this transfer. Now, transfers, as your plate gets hot, then the transfers will start, and you lay a transfer down, you'll start to see it wiggle and jiggle and all that type of stuff. So the key is to take it like this, open it up, peel it, and hold your hand here and peel it up to the top, and then push it up. I like to use this 4-finger rule. 3-4 fingers. I'm going to use 4 fingers because this is a big boy. And I'm going to come here, and I'm just placing that transfer in the middle, right? And after I place that transfer in the middle, I'm going to use, today I'm going to use a Teflon sheet. You can also use these silicone sheets to press it with. It's up to you. The Teflon sheet will give you more of a glossy look. The silicone sheet will give you more of a matte finish. And we can start with the silicone sheet. And I'll see if I can, I'll do one on each one. Let's start with the silicone sheet. So that's going to go for 20 seconds. So the Geo Night is what I'm using. My automatic. All I have to do is punch those 2 buttons. And once I'm done with it, I'm just going to peel that up. You guys see that shirt? There's that big boy. Ooh, it's a big one. It's still going out. The more okay? Trying to hold it straight for the camera. There we go. So that's the first shirt. And that has a matte finish, no gloss. Knock off another one real quick. And I'm not going to, because I'm so versed in doing this, I'm not going to, once you learn where your center line is, you don't have to do this all the time. Another key is, because today on this channel, y'all, I give y'all tips. When you grab the edges of the shirt, when you're doing like smalls from side to side, on a 14 by 16, or I'm sorry, a 20 by 24 inch press, you're just about right there at it. So if you grab this from side to side and look, you can tell how much you have left on each side. And you don't have to worry about that shirt being straight or crooked or anything like that. And you can just pop it on there. Since my shirts fell on the floor, I've got to make sure that I kind of scoop these out. Now, one thing about doing heat transfers, this type of heat transfer pressing, right? This is not sublimation ink. This is regular Epson inks. I promise y'all, these inks are not going to fade. They're not going, I've been using Epson inks probably longer than anybody in this business. And these inks are not going to fade, not going to peel. Now, we press this one. And this one I press with the with the Teflon on, but I pulled it off fast because I don't have time to sit it there to let it sit there and get that that gloss finish to it. But you would let it cool with the Teflon on it if you wanted that gloss finish. Back in the late 90s, early 2000s, it was all about the gloss, y'all. One thing that you do want to do when you're dealing with these types of shirts, when you're doing heat transfers, that a lot of people don't know, is that you want to use a shirt with a tight weave. This is a Hanes Authentic Tee. This shirt has a tight weave to it. Of course, the camera's trying to autofocus, but this shirt has a tight weave to it, y'all. What I mean by a tight weave is a thicker shirt, a tighter cotton, not the ring spun cotton, the really soft tees. They don't do so well with heat transfers. Trust me, I've been doing this stuff over 20 years. I know everything about heat pressing. Even though I do a lot of screen print now, this is where I started, right? Nobody does it better than T. So I got all kind of tips for y'all that you can do. Now, you can even spice these transfers up. Back in the day, I would do photos with, got one with kind of crooked collar. Don't go by that collar because that collar, oh, it'll mislead you every time. Do that rule that I showed you where you're kind of feeling over to see how far that shirt's going over side to side. And then that way you know, like if I take my hand and I do 2-3 fingers here, I should have 2-3 fingers on the other side also. Now, another thing that you can do, because like I said, some people may not like that square, but if you look at this, you see this is a great match with the black and the white, the contrast of it, you know, this works. If you want to get rid of that, you could do a black background. You're going to be using up a lot of ink like that, or you do a full color picture. Pictures sell great, especially for family reunions. People like photographs, right? They like photographs. Now, transfers have a bad reputation because there's so many people out there doing transfers that are basically using the cheapest transfer on the market and producing garbage. But I'm here to tell you that you can start a transfer business doing just plain inkjet transfers, photo t-shirts, is what I call it. Photo t-shirts, basic inkjet transfers is a great add-on to any business, especially if you're doing those last minute 1 or 2 shirts. Something like this, back in the day, I used to sell a one-sided transfer for $20 a shirt, right? This is going to cost you a little bit more than you would pay for sublimation because the paper is a little bit more. I think you're going to be paying maybe like $1 a sheet or something like that. Maybe $150, $125, maybe $150 for these because they are black. Maybe about $1 on the other ones. Now, here we have a softer tee, which is a Hanes Nano. I have no choice but to put this on here. This is what I mean when I say tight weave. See this weave? This is not a tight weave shirt. This tee is a softer shirt. It's not as bad as it could be, but it works. You don't want to do this type of printing on polyester tees just because it doesn't last long. Because what happens, and I'm going to show y'all, good thing that I pulled this one up so that I can give y'all a show. Boom, boom. Let's print this one, and then I'm going to show you the difference in the tighter weave and the soft, lighter weave shirt in the stretchability. You don't want a shirt where your transfers are stretchy, right? Like a shirt like what I have on now, you wouldn't want to print that transfer on this type of shirt. This is what makes the difference between a professional and just a novice, right? So here we go. I'm not going to do too much, but you see that stretch? That stretch right there? This one's not too bad, but if you were to do this on a shirt, that's anything more than this would be bad. The washability will not be so great. Okay, so I don't want, this is a tight weave. See how that's not doing much? That's not stretching at all, because that's a tight weave. That one ain't, right? Okay. So, I think I did tell y'all that I was pressing that for 20 seconds. I'm going to jump to the white, show you guys a few of the white ones that I got to knock off. And move. Gotta be careful sometimes and make sure that doesn't move. I've got the air on over there, so right now we're at 371 and we're still at 20 seconds on these. Make sure if you have a cheaper press that you check your temperature. And to check your temperature, y'all, you can get a temp gun, or they have temp strips that you can purchase and buy. I'll try to do a video on how to check your temperature on your heat press for y'all. Now, see, this is the look that you're going to get on a white shirt. See how that kind of goes in so you don't see it as much. Now, I wouldn't use the dark transfers on white shirts normally, but like I said, I don't do this much, and I don't have any light color transfer paper like that. If you did that using the light color transfer paper, you wouldn't have any white going around it at all, because the white transfer paper has what's called polymer on the shirt. Let me check the back of that shirt, because I do have a line going there. No. I have drew a line going down my heat press with a marker, and when you do that, the first few times that you print, they'll come off on the shirt. So I always have to make sure that after I do a press pad like that, that I check and make sure that that ink is dried and it's not coming out onto the back of my shirts. Well, y'all, I hope y'all liked the video. And I'm going to do a special video on Plastisol screen printed transfers, which is going to give you even better quality, which works really, really great. Going to do that in the next couple of days. So make sure that you stay tuned for that. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, this is probably a good time to go ahead and do so. Right? Good time to go ahead and do so. This is easy money, y'all. This is easy money. If you're selling this like 15 bucks a shirt, 15 to 18 bucks a shirt, you're gonna make a lot of money. Like I said, back in the day, I was able to get 20 bucks a shirt on these. Right now, the industry prices are all over, but still, you can still get a basic t-shirt between $2 and $3. You get it $2 wholesale or under. On white t-shirt, on black t-shirts, you may be at about $2.55, $3 at the most, except for when you get to your extended sizes. So let's talk money. Let's talk money. If you did an order like this, you would have your t-shirt costs, You would have the cost of the transfer. So let's say the t-shirt is $2. The cost of the transfer runs you $1.50. And then you would have your ink costs. Now, if you're using a traditional Epson printer, ink is gonna be like crazy. Ink's gonna be like crazy. You gonna go through ink using a regular cartridge. Oh baby, see, back in the day they didn't have echo tanks. I had to use regular inkjet cartridges, and I started refilling my own cartridges because the money from the inks would eat it up. But if you're using a eco tank like a 2700 or a 2720, I got a 2700 over there, a 2720 sitting right here behind the heat press. This 2720 has the standard inks that come in it with the Epson printer, not sublimation or anything else. The other one over there is for my sublimation prints. If you're using a regular printer, your profits are going to be ate up. So you get you a Epson 2720 or whatever is up now, just a little 8.5 by 11-inch printer, which is going to run you about $200 to get started doing that. And you're going to be able to, like, I'm running out of prints. You're going to be able to get started, and the ink's going to run you maybe, let's say at the most, maybe 50 cents a shirt, right? So you got $1.50 for the transfer, $2 for the t-shirt, and 50 cents for the ink. You're at $4. So at $4, and you're selling at a minimum of $15. Okay, a lot of people in the business will sell stuff for, they'll double and sell these shirts for $10. You ain't making no money like that, okay? Because you're going to have, when you get started, you're going to have waste. And you may mess up several shirts. You may mess up several transfers, getting started, things like that. Things happen, right? So you got to make sure that you know how to calculate those prices and that you're doing a 200 to 300% markup on every shirt that you do. And that's how you're going to make money in the business. Now, me, if I was doing one of these shirts today, I'm going to still charge about $18 for one. And they do sell this paper in 13 by 19. So you can get it in a larger size, and then you just, add that cost. If it's $3 a sheet, you still, add all that in and triple that cost. And that's how you make money in the t-shirt business, y'all. Anyway, I'm the Lady Print Boss, LaTonna Robertson. Check me out. I am featured in Bella Canvas blog. I am in Impressions Magazine. Y'all can Google me and get more information about me. And if you need a consultant, hit me up. And don't forget to go over to latonna.com, LATONNA.com. Sign up for my free membership. And on my free membership plan or my paid membership plan, you're going to get a lot of videos. You're going to get access to me, my files, and all of that good stuff. Lady Print Boss out, y'all.